Long ago, the ancient kingdom of Phrygia, located in modern-day Anatolia, was ruled by King Midas. Midas ruled over his kingdom from an elegant palace famous for its lavish rose gardens. One day, Midas's gardeners came to him and explained that while tending to the garden that morning, they had captured a scruffy old man who had passed out drunk in a rosebush. Midas demanded that this trespasser be brought to him, but upon seeing the man, Midas recognized him at once. This was not some drunken, scruffy peasant. This was the satyr, Silenus, one of the god Dionysus's oldest and wisest companions. Still drunk though. Midas invited Silenus to stay a while at his palace, to which Silenus gladly accepted, and for 10 days and 10 nights Midas's palace was filled with feasts, merriment, and celebration as he partied it up with Silenus. On the 11th day, Silenus took his leave and resumed his travels. Happy to see that his companion had been treated well, Dionysus appeared before King Midas and decreed that as thanks for the treatment and hospitality Midas had shown Silenus, Dionysus would grant Midas one wish. Knowing he only had one shot, Midas thought long and hard about what to wish for, and after great deliberation Midas wished that whatever he touched be turned into solid gold. What a wonderful power that would totally not backfire immediately! Stay tuned to see how Midas's new power immediately backfires. Wanting to test out his new power, Midas ran outside into the palace gardens and picked up pebbles and twigs off the ground. To his delight, they immediately turned to gold in his hands. Next, he touched all of the roses in the gardens, so that his gardens were full of nothing but solid gold roses. After a busy day of stonks, Midas returned back inside to eat and drink. However, he was startled to find that as soon as he picked up any food or drink, it immediately turned to gold in his hand, rendering it inedible. Before he could even react, however, he was confronted by his daughter, who was upset that Midas had turned all of the roses in the gardens to gold. She lamented that by turning the roses to gold, they had lost their fragrance, their pretty colours, and their delicate, fragile beauty. Despite being made of solid gold, these roses were naught but inferior, lifeless imitations of nature's beauty, and thus less valuable. Midas reached out in order to comfort his daughter, but as soon as he laid his hands on her, to his horror, she turned into a lifeless golden statue in front of his very eyes. Devastated and distraught, Midas wept and prayed that this curse be taken away from him, for gold and riches were nothing compared to the beauty of nature and the love of those he held dearest to him. Dionysus heard his prayers and appeared before Midas once more, telling him that if he journeyed to the river Pactolus and washed his hands in its waters, then the curse would be lifted. Midas wasted no time and immediately set off towards the river. Upon reaching the river, Midas washed his hands in the water, and in doing so, passed his golden touch on to the river. The ancient Greeks said that this was the reason why the sands of the river Pactolus were rich in gold dust. To test if the curse had truly been relieved from him, Midas picked up a pebble from the ground, and to his delight the pebble did not transform into gold, but instead stayed a regular old pebble. Ecstatic, Midas rushed home and was delighted to see that everything he had turned to gold had been restored to its old self. Midas was happy, for he had regained life's most valuable treasures. Thank you for watching this video. I'm still pretty new to this, so any feedback would be appreciated to help me improve on my videos. I'll see you in the next one.